Hello, I'm Daniel McKenzie. I am the creator of the character Danny Haze, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the story of Danny Haze. It is a fictional story. Nothing that is said in these journals are fact. It's the improvised brainchild of myself. All of these videos have been have been created after one, at most two takes. Any of the videos that I do want to do a second take on are because in the first take I may have had some continuity issues or some issues when it comes to the story being realistic. So as you watch these videos, be aware that it is 100% fiction. I am in no way a serial killer, and but the way the video journals of Danny Haze came out was I was recording videos, trying to get in character, and just practicing practicing acting just to see how believable I could be if I watch these videos. Is this a character that I myself, as a viewer, could believe was real? So I was fairly entertained with my first video and thought it would be something fun to post on YouTube. Again, everything is 100% improv, so the stories of the murders and how Danny Haze reacts to these homicides are purely organic. The very little background work is done before I record these journals. There might be a few facts that I establish myself beforehand, for example, how he goes about committing the murder or how he goes about covering it up. But when it comes to the emotion and the words that are chosen, it's completely unscripted. So that in a way I hope creates a different level of realism for the story as it develops. One of the things, one of my friends had seen it and was a little bit worried that I might be pulling too much from personal experience. And in any character that you create, you have to pull a little bit from your life and the lives of those around you to make the character believable, because you can't embody something that you don't really understand. So some of the background of Danny Haze, for example, his experience as an insurance agent, was I had actually been in the insurance business for 3 years. His father, working on a railroad in Chicago, came from a former in-law who had been a union worker on the railroads in Chicago. None of these characters are purely based on people I know, but I've taken certain aspects of people that I know and have put them in the story so that I can better understand my character. The divorce situation with Danny Haze's parents came about from my own personal divorce, and fortunately my child was too young to really understand what was going on and has fortunately adapted very well to the situation. I kind of began to wonder, how would someone respond who was older and did understand the situation, was able to blame themselves for the situation. So I was able to kind of empathize with the character in that level and relate to him in that situation. One of the things that with people, what molds people and helps them become who they are, is every experience that they have in their life. Some people might argue that it's genetic, but I really do have a strong belief that people are a result of their experiences, and not just their experiences, but how they choose to respond. So throwing in the character of Steve, who is the first person that Danny Haze killed, was I was really a catalyst Danny Haze was already going through a really rough time psychologically with his parents splitting, but what could have pushed him over the edge and really created this change in his mind? And so that's how his first murder came, well, not really murder, but his first killing came about with Steve. Was Danny Haze needed that catalyst to start to turn him into that serial killer. And then when it came to the murders of his father and brother, what would have driven him to kill someone so close to him as family members, and not just one family member, but obviously two. There has to be something there that elicits such a response in a person that would push them over the edge to kill somebody. So that's how the murders of Danny Haze's brother and father came about, and I really wanted to get a good grasp on how these would affect him. And these three killings were the three big life events that shaped him into becoming the killer that he becomes. And from there, every time he kills somebody, it affects him and changes him, and in a way kind of takes away from his soul. I guess you could say I was kind of inspired by the character of Voldemort in Harry Potter, with where Tom Riddle fractures his soul into 7 pieces to find immortality. And in a sense, it's his goal to reach godhood. And it's through my research of serial killers and what's going on in their mind, it's not uncommon for a serial killer to develop a god complex. And as you continue to watch these videos of Danny Haze, you'll see this god complex growing stronger and stronger until the moment when he commits suicide, which is not a secret to anybody. It's written in my description that that's pretty much how the series is going to end. But as the next few videos come out, you'll start to get inside of his head and find out why he rationalizes his suicide. And even though he's so emotionally detached from everything, why does he feel that this is necessary? Because his suicide isn't a result of emotional strain. Because he's very, very emotionally detached and doesn't feel emotions in the same way that the average person would, because he is crazy. So I hope you enjoy the story, how it develops, and how he goes from being this innocent 12-year-old boy to a homicidal killer to eventually ending his own life. So yeah, I hope you continue to watch. I hope you enjoy the story and how it plays out. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know.